Percy Shelley, I'm telling you, it's hard to even know where to begin. For one thing, most people probably know of him as the author of Ozymandias, which is one of the most famous poems ever written, and the title of a great Breaking Bad episode. But not very many people know that he was basically the inspiration for Victor Frankenstein, you know, the mad scientist who brings about his own destruction through his pursuit of glory. He eventually married Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein, and let's just say that their love story was a little unconventional. I'm delving into the history of Frankenstein each day and giving you the highlights. This is day 3, let's get into it. So Percy Shelley was born into a minor aristocratic family, and right from the very beginning, it was obvious that he was a bit strange. He was bullied extensively at boarding school, which perhaps contributed to the nightmares, waking hallucinations, and violent rages that he sometimes flew into. He became obsessed with the occult and science while at school, and would subject his sisters to experiments involving electricity and gunpowder, much to their displeasure. He sometimes tried to raise the spirits in occult rituals and even gave his teacher an electric shock in a prank. Later, when he enrolled in Oxford, he spent as little time as possible in the classroom and would conduct scientific experiments in his own room, much like Victor Frankenstein did in the book. While at school, he developed a crush on a boy and probably would have identified as a bisexual if he were alive today. But now we're getting into let's just call them his proclivities. He was apparently quite charming and handsome to the ladies. One friend noted that when they attended a dance, Percy would feel the arms and the breasts of the women in attendance under the guise of a medical inspection. Perhaps a bit jealous, the friend said that Percy continued to do this until the hostess told him to stop, but the women didn't seem to mind. When Percy was 19, he fell in love with a 15-year-old girl at the boarding school that his sisters attended. He would eventually marry her. Oh, and I should mention that he was a regular user of laudanum at this point. And for those who don't know, laudanum is a mixture of opium and alcohol, which are two substances that are not known for their stabilizing effect on the brain. Percy was a radical thinker for the time and got expelled from Oxford for writing a pamphlet about atheism. Around this time, his wife gave birth to their first child, and because he'd always fantasized about his ability to change his gender at will, he tried to breastfeed the child himself, which I'm assuming didn't work out too well. But anyway, the whole breast thing kind of leads to the dissolution of their marriage. When his wife refuses to breastfeed the kid, he soon tires of her, and after the birth of their second child, he abandons her. But the good news for him is that it doesn't really matter because he's already met the girl that will make him world famous, the 16-year-old Mary Shelley. She was the daughter of an author that Percy admired. When he formed a friendship with Mary's father, the two became acquainted. I'm going to get into the sordid details of their romance in the next episode. I hope you'll stick around.